Good morning. So today I'm doing a video about meditation, and I just got up and I'm having a pretty common experience, which is that I don't feel like meditating. So I'm going to force myself to meditate. And I used to think maybe that wasn't a good thing, and that I should want to meditate, or that I should enjoy every meditation. But I'm starting to realize the more I do it that it's a little bit like exercise or something that requires discipline. And sometimes I just gotta do it. So I'm gonna do 20 minutes. And my new thing that I've been working on when I meditate is documenting my thoughts right after I do it. So I'll do I'll do 20 minutes, and then right after I finish, I'll make some notes about the things that I either thought about or remembered or imagined. And my goal really is to differentiate the different processes that my brain is going through as I meditate. And so the most important things will be if I am focusing on my breath a lot, which is what meditators call an anchor. And so if I'm going back to my anchor a lot, then I'll make a note of that. If I am remembering like work stuff, that's kind of a common thought process that I have in meditation, where I'm going over either what happened at work or what I would do at work differently in a certain situation. That's very common. Sometimes I'll have memories from like the distant past about a friend or a family member, or like an event that happened, and usually that will run its course and then kind of finish, the memory will finish, and then I'll go back to my anchor. What else? Sometimes I experience like a strong emotion. Like I could think about, oh, my water's off today. Huh. I forgot the building water was off today. Okay. So I guess I'm not going to shower. What else? Oh, the meditation. So I'm going to do that. I am going to sit right here That's my cushion. And I'm not going to have any music. I don't do a lot of music or guided meditations anymore. I did when I first started. And yeah, I guess that's it. So those are my thoughts on meditation, and I will finish this video after I'm done and let you know how it went. All right, I just finished, and it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too hard. Sometimes it's hard, but 20 minutes, it felt like a reasonable amount of time. And I'm gonna make some notes. So basically, what I thought about was I had some memories. I had some kind of future anxieties about work stuff, which is quite common for me. But I was able to pass through the memories and my imagination going through scenarios about work and what, you know, different people might say to me at work in the future. And I noticed that I was clenching my hands a bit, tightening my hands, and then when I noticed it, it took me a minute or two to relax. At one point, I noticed I was holding my breath a bit, or tightening my breath. So I took some deep breaths, and that got my breathing cycle back to a relaxed breathing pattern. I usually experience something that I call no-handedness, which is because I usually use this position for my hands. Sometimes I put my hands on my knees, but typically I'll do this position with my hands. And the most common thing that happens is about halfway through the meditation, or today it was halfway through, I can't really perceive my hands being there anymore. It's like my body just gets completely used to the position that my hands are in, and so I can no longer sense that where my hands are. And so I usually call that no-handedness. And I did experience that about halfway in, so maybe 10 minutes into the meditation. What else happened? There's something that I'll experience once in a while, which I can describe as wanting to be somewhere else. And I had a little bit of that today. So the feeling is sort of like I'm meditating, I'm sitting, I'm not moving, and I would maybe prefer to be moving or walking or doing something else like reading or watching a movie. And it didn't last long today. Sometimes I call the word I made up is elsewhereism. It's kind of a weird term, but the desire to be elsewhere. But like I said, it dissipated. It went away. I didn't really have to. I didn't really have to tell myself anything this time. Sometimes I will, when I'm having that experience or that feeling, I'll kind of remind myself that I don't actually want to be anywhere else, and that's a bit of a fake feeling or a misperception, and that I'm perfectly content sitting on my cushion and meditating, and that it's like a figment of my imagination. Some meditators call that a mental formation. So this mental formation of wanting to be somewhere else. I experience it at work. Sometimes when I'm working, I have this feeling like I would be better off doing something else instead of working. I think it's a common thing to experience when you're at work. But again, it's not a very fact-based sensation. It's kind of, for me, it feels like it's rooted in like old ideas that I have about working or meditating, and the idea that doing something else would be better isn't true. It's not real. It's my mind giving me this misperception about, like, the grass is greener on the other side. Maybe doing something else would be more fun. And yeah, it's not real. It's like a mental formation. So I experienced a little bit of that, but it went away. There was something that I did have to kind of reframe or remind myself of. I'm trying to remember what it was. I'm forgetting, actually. But briefly during my meditation just now, I had the experience that it was like a worldview, like something that I was thinking about humanity or life on Earth or something like that, and I just felt like it was inaccurate and it wasn't helping me, like it wasn't a nice feeling or thought. And so I just reminded myself that there's a better worldview, and I kind of inserted the new worldview into my mind, and that seemed to satisfy my brain and whatever it was trying to work out as far as a different worldview of humanity or life on Earth. And those are sort of interesting. I don't know how those are formed in the mind, having a misperception about life on Earth and what's going on here, but yeah, sometimes it does help to remind yourself of what you know to be true and what the reality of the situations are. And I think that was everything that happened. I would say the last 5 minutes of the 20 minutes were quite peaceful, and I no longer had any like intrusive thoughts or any thoughts that were trying to capture my attention. I wasn't really focused on my breathing per se, but I was focused generally. In psychology, sometimes they call this mindfulness. And so I had the feeling of mindfulness and just a general focus on being at peace with my sitting and my body and my environment. So yeah, that was my meditation for today. I'll do another meditation tonight. Lately I've been meditating right at 8 o'clock, and I live stream the meditation so that it kind of helps me to be accountable, like knowing that I'm going to be live streaming the meditation. I don't move around a lot. I don't fidget. I'll make sure my posture is good. When I'm slouching, I'll sit up. I'll keep my chin down instead of sometimes it naturally floats up. So I like having a record of what I'm doing, and then I also have a Zoom room open just in case anyone wants to join me. And yeah, so I call that Wandering About Meditation Group. Wandering about because that's kind of what the mind does during meditation, is it wanders. And wandering about is an ancient term for reincarnation, that we're wandering about from body to body between, in our lifetimes. So wandering about from one body to a new body, or however you think about reincarnation. And so I like the name. And the other thing I wanted to say is I always use a timer now. I didn't always use a timer, but when I first started meditating, I was meditating with teachers, typically, and so they were doing guided meditations. I don't really do guided meditations anymore just because I find it distracting, but it was really, really helpful to have guided meditations on YouTube or like Zoom teachers, or even an in-person class, like at a yoga class. I found it helpful to have guided meditations when I was learning how. But now what I do is usually I'll do 20 minutes or an hour on my watch, or I'll set a timer on my phone, and that way I'm not looking at the clock. I find when you don't have a timer going, it can be really distracting, and so having a timer is my preferred method now. And I find 20 minutes gives you enough time that you can get into the deeper trance, like a really relaxed state of mind, but it's not too long that you might have your legs fall asleep or your body start to hurt somewhere. Sometimes I will be kind of craving a longer meditation if I'm feeling anxiety or some kind of restlessness, and so I'll do an hour to satisfy that craving for a longer, deeper meditation. So that's all I wanted to say about meditation today. And may all beings develop peace of mind. And I hope you have a great day.